Again, let me thank Ivanka for the invitation to come here and talk. I'll carry on a little bit from where, this is completely unplanned, but I'll carry on from where Rory has left off. My themes are humility and not seeing it as it is, but prevaricating. Because the discipline I come from is English studies. I'm currently out of English studies in an Institute for Collaborative Research in Humanities. And I want to take the kind of collaborative journey, or the biographical journey, to show you in a little detail the different issues that come up for me when I think about the topics of today, the ideas of disciplinarity, interdisciplinarity, transdisciplinarity, cross-disciplinarity, and collaboration. Okay, why do I say English studies is about prevarication? We're trained to doubt we can see it as it is. And I think it's very important to doubt research. The beginnings of research is doubting whether the picture that we have inherited from our predecessors, whether they're researchers or governmental sources or any of those archives that Phil demonstrated. It's important, if you're going to be the best there is, to doubt it, to check the context in which those documents survive, and check what job they do, what the agency behind them is. Phil mentioned these words. Those are great words. They're great words not to see it as it is, but to doubt you can see it as it is. Because those documents obscure reality in many occasions. And one has to be extremely careful as a researcher, as a critic, not to put yourself above history or above time, or to transcend the fact that you're a political animal with a political agenda as well, and an ego. You've got to remember all those things, and you've got to have humility as a researcher in order to doubt. That's really all I want to say on that topic. Biographically, I have come through an English studies degree where I very quickly became a medievalist. And as a medievalist, I like to think that all those sources that Phil's talking about are available to me as well, church records, legal documents, and all the rest of it. In order for me to doubt those sources or to make a contribution that's original, I have to work across different disciplines. But I have to have a methodology. And my methodology, I think, and I'm calling it methodology rather than theory, it's not Foucault I'm talking about. I'm talking about a tailor-made way to understand what you're trying to do in your research that is based both on generic training, that you work out how to do your footnotes, how to talk at conferences, things like that, but also you have a tailor-made methodology that enables me to look at a Latin text, to distinguish Latin from vernacular and what the purposes of those are, that I learn languages, that I learn how to old handwriting, that I learn how to deal with the information that comes to me from so far away, all those shards of evidence that are imperfect, but from which I try to build up a picture to enable me to doubt. And although I say it's inherently interdisciplinary in order to get to get to that position of doubt, what I'm doing is creating a single methodology, a methodology I would consider to be quite typical of the kind of medievalist I am. I work on medieval book history in the 15th century. And what I've learned in working on that topic, first of all as an undergraduate here at Queen's, secondly in the United States in the University of Michigan at Ann Arbor as a postgraduate researcher, and then finally doing my DPhil in the University of York, UK. What I've learned is the kinds of doubt I need to have as a medievalist varies from institution to institution. Here, where we're dealing with a 19th century structure of disciplines that are silos effectively, we're effectively organized in faculties and in silos, one doubts in a certain way within the School of English. And there the doubt was how we dealt with the first evidence of written texts from the 7th century, a poem called Beowulf, one of the first examples of written texts. Or was it written in the 9th century? Nobody knows. So 200 years is a long time. So we don't know. But that was one of the areas I learned to doubt where I was here in a very narrow way. Off to Michigan, to the Rackham Research School, where suddenly there is an explosion of interest in rhetoric. Rory will know what I'm talking about. I think you were possibly educated in North America. Yeah? No? Okay, I heard your accent, I thought you were. And there, basically, rhetoric was one of these topics. I completely misunderstood your accent. One of the topics of rhetoric is about presenting information in a way that is packaged and slick and that is convincing and critical and argumentative. And then going to York, where a 60s university set up on interdisciplinary bases and learning to work in a Centre for Medieval Studies, where you're dealing all the time with architects, art historians, medieval lawyers, scholastic philosophers, English history majors and all the rest of it. So in each of those environments, when I reflect on the way I've learned to doubt in my career, I have found myself really problematizing a number of questions. Nobody really knows, for example, what the difference is between arts and humanities and social sciences. We're given all kinds of opportunities. Let's doubt that barrier. That's a barrier I would like to doubt. No one really knows why we're divided into schools and faculties the way we are. I mean, why do we have arts and humanities facing people in sociology and law, in geography in Queen's? They're in different faculties. So tell me why. I don't see the reason. And nobody really knows what interdisciplinarity is. I think we use various terms. We're all doubting it, I think. But what is interdisciplinarity? How's it different from disciplinarity? I'm a disciplinarian. I believe I've been trained in a very narrow, specialized way to doubt as a medievalist. I'm very happy to talk to anyone about that, but effectively I think I'm in a discipline. I'm not interdisciplinary. How can I be interdisciplinary as an individual? I have simply trained my mind in the things I needed to know in order to doubt more. And I think that's what you have to do. You have to take your own biographies, develop the skills you need to do the work you want to do. You know the topics you want to work on. You develop the topics, you learn how to doubt, and you will be disciplinary. You won't be interdisciplinary. The way you're interdisciplinary is when you talk to someone else who comes with their skill set, their discipline, and the two of you talk and form a little team and decide to do something together. And the best part, I have the best job at Queen's. I'm the director of a new institute set up a year ago, set up to develop collaborative research. And the last point, really the only point I want to make now, is collaboration is not interdisciplinarity. Collaboration is conversation. It's about talking to people, talking about their research, whether you're talking collaboratively within what people laughingly call the same discipline. I've yet to meet anyone else in the School of English who has my disciplinary interests. So I have to talk to my colleagues within my own subject in order to try to understand how they doubt the way I doubt. But also, excitingly at Queen's, we're now developing conversations right across the university, right across campus. And I think what's emerging from that are a whole series of really exciting and unpredictable conversations that are going on all the time. And with our sister institute as well, that Katie's involved in, these conversations have to be good. I can talk, I work on people who are dead 600 years at least, or more. I'm talking to people all the time who are working on changing society. It's a real challenge, but I think I'm as relevant as they are to the agenda of that we're here to talk about, the agendas of interdisciplinarity, collaboration, and of course, moving forward and developing your own postgraduate careers. So thank you very much for allowing me to talk. Thank you.